down to Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs basketball on 101.7 WJSQ Athens. And now with the play-by-play, here is Jared Wright.
Thank you, and once again, we welcome you inside James L. Robb Gymnasium as we get set for the second game in our Appalachian Athletic Conference doubleheader. And it is Senior Day and Hall of Fame Saturday here from James L. Robb Gymnasium. Hall of Fame class of 2025 delayed a few weeks due to weather of getting to be inducted, and so that ceremony will be happening in the dinner after tonight's men's game over in the Columns Campus Center in the Johnson Event Space. But nonetheless, it's Senior Day, and the Bulldogs here of Tennessee Wesleyan are trying to make it 2 wins in a row in their current season standings. They come in a 4th spot in the conference, and they are trying to send off 4 of their seniors with a win on their home floor for the last time in their careers in the Bulldog blue and white. Those seniors include number 5, Ty Runyon, a local product right here out of McMinn County High School, number 12, Charles Neverdon, number 15, Zaylin Callahan, and number 34, Stratton Lavorne, who we just talked to at halftime during the women's game. Got to know a little bit more about the Shelbyville native once again and his plans to be in physical therapy and follow sports teams around and maybe start his own practice. But they honored the seniors for basketball and cheerleading in between the games, and so that's why we've got a delayed start, and both teams being allowed warm-up time here in the NAIA to warm up and be ready to go. It's the last regular season game for Columbia College on the men's side, who are only in their second year as a program that is playing. Jake Deere, the head coach, the first head coach in program history in his second year, has been building it up for the last 3 years once they announced the start of the men's program at Columbia College. And so now this is a doubleheader anytime these two teams square off. First time they've met this season, but Tennessee Wesleyan does hold the advantage. They swept them last year by scores of 84-62, the 22-point victory over there in Columbia, South Carolina, and then picked up a 13-point win here, 94-81 against Columbia around the same time last year, maybe a week ahead of what we are this week with Columbia coming to town for Senior Day this time. In those 2 previous matchups, players to maybe watch for both teams. For the Bulldogs, it's going to be Charles Neverdon, a senior that we've already referenced. He averages 12.3 points per game right now from Baltimore, Maryland. He had 16 points in their initial matchup. And then in the second game, he had 21 points against the Koalas. So we'll see if Charles Neverdon can get the green light to start firing up some shots. As I see him out there on the left wing here on Dwayne Farmer and Stan Harrison court warming up. Chatted with him during the halftime of the Bryan game a while back now. It feels like it's been 19 days again since we've covered Tennessee Wesleyan here on the air. But they've played a number of road games in between that time frame. And so a lot of basketball that they have played. They've worked themselves into that 4th spot as mentioned in the conference, sitting right behind Columbia International and CIU, of course, from Columbia, South Carolina, as well as Columbia College is. Wesleyan lost on the road to them 81-73. And that's really the only time they played this season against the Rams. And so they hold the tiebreak if Wesleyan was able to pick up a win today and a win tomorrow against Milligan in their final regular season game. They could put them in a tie with CIU for 3rd spot in the conference next week, conference tournament. But with the tiebreak going to CIU, Tennessee Wesleyan would need some help against Columbia International. And we'll have to double check as we go throughout the broadcast on the schedule of teams playing around the conference today. Milligan is actually playing at Columbia International, so that is Wesleyan's opponent tomorrow. And so Milligan currently sitting in 11th spot on the men's side, so CIU will try to do what they need to do and win at home and secure their 3rd spot. Pikeville is the winner on the men's side. They finished 17-1, so won the regular season. Once again, up there for the Bears. Johnson sitting at 2nd. So CIU, Johnson, and Tennessee Wesleyan all within striking distance of each other. Just depends on how things shake out in the conference standings. But assured of this, Tennessee Wesleyan and Columbia will both be in Kingsport for the men's tournament starting next week. Tennessee Wesleyan comes in 11-10 overall. They are 10-7 in the conference. They are 5-4 here at home and won their last game on this floor against Truett McConnell, an 83-79 win where they shot their best from the field, 31 of 58 for 53.4% in the 4-point win. The Koalas come in 12 and 15 overall, even 9 and 9 in the conference. They are 5 and 5 on the road, but they have lost their last 2 ball games coming into today's matchup, which included losses against Columbia International, 93 to 87, and then against Union Commonwealth at home, 79 to 51. Before that, they picked up a win against Johnson, 78 to 74. So that right there shows you they can play the number 2 team in the conference to a 4-point win. And then CIU, the number 3 team, they get beat by them by 6 points. And the number 5 team, Union Commonwealth, beats them by 28 points. So Columbia can play with anybody. Tennessee Wesleyan's had some Jekyll and Hyde type games this season. So we'll see what comes of this game here today. Rayshawn Hampton, of course, the key cog in the wheel for Coach Randy Casey in his second year in his Bulldogs, as he is coming off a 28-point game, 6 rebound, 5 assists against Truett McConnell on Wednesday night in that 83-79 win, where the Bulldogs had a 9-point lead at the half and surrendered a 5-point deficit in the second half, but enough to overcome the attempt by Truett McConnell to make a comeback in that ball game. Also in double figures, Stratton Lavorne had 13 points. Cordado had 8 points, 10 boards in that matchup. And then J.J. Ruckert, coming off the bench, had 17 points, 4 rebounds for the Bulldogs. They'll see if they can get those guys going, but especially Rayshawn Hampton, who is a 3-time conference player of the week, 2-time offensive player, 1-time defensive player. Cordado, a week 2 defensive player of the week. Columbia also features a couple of conference players of the week on the one defensive. That was Chandler O'Bannon in week 9. And then Zach Smith, he won offensive player of the week in week 7 for the Koalas. So let's look at your starting lineup. Again, Jake Deere, the head coach of the Koalas in his second season, assisted by Ryan Sweeney and Brian Bethea. They will start number 1. Chandler O'Bannon is the second leading scorer. He's a 6'7" junior forward from North Augusta, South Carolina, averages 10.6 a game, 6.5 rebounds per game. Number 2, Thomas Whitley, the 6'7" senior wing, averages 8.5 points per game from Prince George County, Maryland, just up in the D.C. area there. Number 5, Tay Burton, a 6'2" senior guard, averages 13.7 to lead all the Koalas, Lafayette, Alabama native. Number 12, Austin Harrell, a 5'11" junior guard, averages 7 points a game from North Augusta, South Carolina as well. And then 14, as we mentioned, Zach Smith, 6'7", redshirt freshman forward, 9.3 points per game, about 4 rebounds per game from Columbia, South Carolina, so the hometown guy playing for the Koalas there. On the other side for Randy Casey, second season, assisted by Jaron Tall in his second. They will start number 3, Rayshawn Hampton, 5'9" sophomore guard. He averages 17 points a game, along with 4.8 rebounds per game from Winchester, Kentucky. Number 5, Ty Runyon, 6'1" senior guard, 7 points per game for the Athens, Tennessee native. Number 12, Charles Neverdon, 6'2" senior guard, 12.3 points, second leading scorer here for the Bulldogs. Shoots 38% from behind the arc. He hails from Baltimore, Maryland. Number 22, the big Spaniard in the middle from Almeria, Spain, 6'9" sophomore forward, Armando Manny Corodado, 10.4 points per game and 7.3 rebounds per game. And then the Shelbyville, Tennessee native, Stratton Lavorne, number 34, 6'7" senior guard, 7.3 points a game, 3.4 rebounds per game for the senior. Tennessee Wesleyan will be wearing their home white uniforms, blue numerals trimmed in Vegas gold, and a pattern with blue and white stripes down the side. Columbia, just like the women, all black uniforms, purple numerals, white trim, purple trim around the neck and shoulders, and a purple stripe down the sideline. The Michael Jordan branded uniforms with koalas across the front. Tennessee Wesleyan, the Under Armour brand. Both of them with the AAC patch on the back. As we get set for the tip, Columbia wins it. They'll move from our right to our left with the first possession. It's going to be Burton, guarded by Hampton here. He works it to the left side of the floor. 2 20-minute halves coming your way here on WJSQ. Out front, it's going to be Harrell with it. Harrell sends it near corner. Whitley sends it back around. They get it into the hands of O'Bannon. O'Bannon takes it off the dribble, Hampton helping out Lavorne, swiped at it, got a piece of it. Now the ball loose off of Neverdon, picked up by Coronado. Back to Neverdon it goes from Runyon. Looks like a 2-3 zone shown early. It is by the Koalas. It's Randy Casey calling out the signals for his ball club. Again, Hampton coming off of a 28-point night against Truett McConnell on this floor Wednesday. Neverdon catches it. He'll drive middle of the paint. Layup on the right side is good. And the Bulldogs strike the board first. Just a minute into this one. Neverdon starts quickly. Had 16 and 21 against the Koalas last season in the doubleheader. 2-0 in the series against Columbia. Here's Harrell for a three. Missed it. Skying for the rebound is Coronado. Runyon able to get the tip away there from Columbia as they tried to come in as well. So Coronado and Runyon working on that one. Coronado back to the basket. Gets fouled on the way up. This one's going to be on number 2, Thomas Whitley. His first. Team first, of course. And the last regular season home game for the Bulldogs. Our last coverage of the basketball season for them. As Coronado kind of warming up the shoulder like a pitcher would be out there. Kind of got held down there on his arms as he was going up for the shot. And Coronado will step to the line looking to add to the Wesleyan lead. That one off the backboard and hard roller right back to him. Coronado's second one is in there. 3-point lead by the Bulldogs. Minute and a half played. Showing full court pressure. O'Bannon gets it across the time stripe, hands it off to Burton. He'll get it back to Harrell. Harrell, the junior guard, takes it to the left. Hampton right there with him. Harrell lost the handle, gets it out in the corner to O'Bannon. O'Bannon into the paint, up and under Neverdon, and he scores. 3-2. Bulldogs still in front. Some token pressure. They're extending the 2-3 zone to the top. Coronado comes up and gets it at the top of the key. Fakes the handoff to Neverdon, gives it to Hampton, who fires a long three, missed it. First look was good, but just spins out of the rim for him. Here's a drive by O'Bannon, behind the back, lost it on the way up, but they'll say the foul occurred. This one's going to be the first on Runyon. Team first. Coach Jason Smith has told us he'll be back with us at halftime. So Bannon misses the first one. At least that's the plan. We'll see. Says Lady Bulldogs got the win 69-65 over Columbia earlier. O'Bannon makes the second one. We've got our first tie. 3 apiece. Runyon, top of the key. Now work it to Hampton on the right side. Hampton puts it on the floor now. One dribble and picks it up, gets it to Runyon. Running guarded by Burton over there. Or O'Bannon, correction. Another three launched, this time off the mark by Runyon. Harrell getting the screen at the top from Whitley. Sends it right side to O'Bannon. O'Bannon bounces it down low to Smith. Smith kicks out. Harrell for three. Off to the right, Hampton skies for the Bulldog rebound. Hampton looking up, eyes quickly ahead. Lavorne fires the three from the right wing. That one in and out. Half the ball is down in the cylinder and pops back out. Far side, Whitley for three, gives Columbia the lead 6-3. It's just like that. They flip Wesleyan's largest lead. Here's Neverdon. To Lavorne to Runyon. Back to Lavorne, left wing, fakes the ball up on a shot, and it'll say a foul on the drive. This is going to be the second on Whitley already. Second on the Columbia Koalas. Hampton catches the inbound far side. Step back three, doesn't get the home bounce. It falls off the front of the rim. Leon Ford into the ball game, got the rebound there. He'll clear it out to Jordan McKinn. Here's Hampton after the Neverdon block and rebound. Runyon into the front court. Koala's gone man-to-man now. Skip pass, Stratton Lavorne, far corner. Neverdon takes it middle of the paint, high off the glass, no good. Cordado gets the rebound and the putback. The Spaniard uses his size inside, cuts the deficit to 1, 6-5 Columbia. Man-to-man for the Bulldogs defensively. Here's Burton, comes off a back screen, misses the three. Runyon collects the rebound right in front of number 15, McKinn. Runyon keeps the dribble alive just inside the 15-foot line, missed it. Tips his own board out to Hampton. Hampton's floater in the lane is good, and he draws the foul. Here go the Bulldogs back in front by 1. This one's going to be on Ken. Team third. Hampton will step to the line with a 1-point lead. Number 13, Corey Marshall into the game, 6'8" junior forward for the Bulldogs. He'll replace Cordado from Miami, Florida. A lot of familiar alumni coming into today's game. Some of them sticking around for the Hall of Fame banquet. Hampton makes both of them. 2-point lead for the Bulldogs. Second time they've had the lead. Lavorne guarding the big man Smith down low. Smith drives, kicks it to Burton. Burton trying to back Runyon into the lane. Gets the touch off the glass, and we're tied up for the second time, this time at 8-all. Second tie. Here's Neverdon, ball on his left side, gets it over to Hampton. Left-hander goes through, poked out of bounds by Columbia, so Bulldogs will have it underneath. Neverdon to key it in, 19 to shoot. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Marshall gets it, they work it to the near side to Runyon. Marshall gets it high post. Back to Runyon it goes. Runyon off the drive, tough off the glass leaner, and no foul called. Could have been. Bulldogs keep the lead in their possession by 2. Blocked by Lavorne at the bucket is number 10, Ford. And as the under 15 timeout shows up, Wesleyan back in front 10-8 with timeout on the court. We'll be back in 60 seconds, back in 60. Back here from James L. Robb Gymnasium, Bulldogs with a 2-point lead against the Koalas. Koalas with it out of the media timeout, working on our left side of the court. Layup, reverse, or at least behind the head layup for O'Bannon is good. And we're tied up at 10 apiece. Third tie of the ball game, and then a foul called on the Koalas, number 10. Leon Ford. So third time we've been tied. Ford picks up his first. Team fourth already. Koalas coming off that Union loss where they shot 31%, their lowest of the season, before losing to CIU. Runyon sends it left side to Lavorne. Now back to Runyon. Zaylen Callahan coming to the table. Neverdon steps back behind the line. There's his first three of the ball game, and it's a deep one. 3 to 4 feet behind the line, and Bulldogs back in front by 3 this time. Ties the largest lead. Burton at midcourt, gets trapped, somehow gets it out to Smith. Lavorne trying to come down and block the shot. And Koala's forward underneath gets him on the pump fake. So the second on the Bulldogs, first on Lavorne though. First free throw is missed here by Ford. Ford, a 80% shooter. Koalas do shoot the free throws very well. Third in the conference, 74%. Bulldogs, on the other hand, near the bottom of the stack there is 65%. 13 to 11. Bulldogs still lead it by 2. Zaylen Callahan in with the ball in control. 6'1" senior guard from Powder Springs, Georgia. He's got J.J. Ruckert to his left, the Atlanta, Georgia native as well, junior forward. They join Hampton, Marshall, and Neverdon. Ruckert, far corner, bumped by O'Bannon. Kicks it out, 6 to shoot. Callahan with it. Callahan driving, gets tripped up. No whistle on that one. O'Bannon's got the steal. O'Bannon, reverse layup. Ruckert's going to block it. It'll be a goaltending call. So it ties us up for the 4th time here. Early in this one, we've had 4 ties. This time 13 all with 13-19 to play. Columbia drops back, man-to-man defense. Wesleyan trying to set some off-ball screens. Callahan with it. Gets it to Marshall, now back to Hampton. Hampton, 15-foot jumper off to the left. Looked like he got hit on the arm, but couldn't get the whistle his way. Just based on his reaction before the shot ever drew iron. Left side it goes. O'Bannon back across the top, hands it to Ford. Work it down low to Smith. Smith back to the basket. Marshall, good defense. Foul on the drive and the shot here by Ford. This one will be on Callahan for the Bulldogs, his first, team third. So both teams creeping up into the foul columns. Hampton and Neverdon on the sideline over here as Ford breaks the tie and gives the Koalas their second lead of the ball game. Jake Deere spent time down at Point University when they were a member in the conference, so no stranger to the conference. Koalas now lead it by 2, 15 to 13. It'll be Marshall to Ruckert. Bulldogs get Aaron Lane into the game as Ruckert goes to the baseline. Missed it. Marshall's putback, though, ties us up for the 5th time. This one at 15 all. Every other trip down seems to be a tie game showing up. Between the legs dribble for McKeon. Guarded by Hampton. Blocked by Aaron Lane in the paint. Aaron Lane, the freshman guard from Kingston, Tennessee. Turns into 2 points for J.J. Ruckert on the other end, and the Bulldogs in front by 2. It's going to sound like a broken record here in the first half as we go under 12 minutes to play in the half. Smith away from the basket. Lane now guarding O'Bannon. Burton thought about the 3. He'll go behind the back, step back just in front of the arc, and drills a long 2. And if you've heard this one before, it's on repeat. We're tied again. 17 all this time. 6th tie of the ball game. We might set a record this afternoon. Marshall lobbed to Ruckert on the baseline. Ruckert double teamed inside. He doesn't care. He still scores. Touches it off the glass. He's a high flyer. See if he can get a dunk going here for this senior day fan base. Double high screen. It's going to be McKeon. He'll pass it off to Ford on the far wing, and Ford drills the 3-pointer. Back in front go the Koalas by 1. Callahan with it. Callahan crosses to the right hand, trailing by 1. Running floater off to the left side. Coach Casey frustrated with that take. Ford comes all the way back. Another goaltending call for the Bulldogs. 22 points, 3-point lead for the Koalas. Ruckert got the block, he thought, but they call the goaltending. Cordado returns for Marshall. Lane, Callahan, Neverdon, Lavorne, and Cordado, the 5 for the Bulldogs. Koalas really only made 1 substitution. Callahan hands it off to Neverdon, guarded by O'Bannon. Here's Lavorne. Back to Neverdon. He'll take the 3. The defender closing in on him. Line drive into the rim. Ford, who's been a busy man, senior guard for Coach Deere. 1 of 5. Block inside. Ball mishandled by the Bulldogs trying to pick it up. It's going to be into the hands of the Koalas, and O'Bannon ends up with it and scores. 5-point lead, the largest for Columbia, and largest for either team. Runyon coming back to the scorers table. And Wesleyan in the 4th spot, sitting behind CIU. Need a win before going on the road to Milligan tomorrow. Cordado fights through a lot of hacking on the inside and a jump ball possession, and converts the lay-in on the right side of the glass. Another one for the Spaniard. The late whistle is 15 McKeon had hit the deck. This one's going to be on 12. Charles Neverdon, his first. Team 4th. And we've got another media timeout here from James L. Robb. Wesleyan down 24-21. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Back in 60. Out of the media timeout. Columbia with the ball on their end of the floor, and then a foul, a late whistle called. O'Bannon went to get the lob. They're going to say Lavorne fouled him. So the 5th on the Bulldogs. So the Koalas are going to get a chance to inbound it once again. Marion Barber coming to the table to check in. Lavorne with 2 fouls for the Bulldogs. Coach Randy Casey needing to make that switch. Here's a drive. Layup missed there by McKeon. Here's Lane up to Lavorne. Lavorne sidesteps a defender. That was a foul. No call there. Runyon with the rebound to Lane. Lane fade away in the lane is good. 24-23. Bulldogs still trail it by 1. Looked like Lavorne got hammered on the hand. Step back 3 off the mark. Neverdon pulls the rebound, has to go behind his back to clear out the rebound. 8:45 to play the first half of action. Cordado out front with it, guarded by Smith, but here's Lane off a circle at the top of the key looking. Gets it back to Cordado, now back to Lane. Overplayed by Burton, layup, blocked at the rim. Koalas transition, O'Bannon slams it home. And they extend their lead back to 3. 8:17 to play, 26-23 as O'Bannon slams that one home. Again, he averages 10.6 points per game for the Koalas. Cordado in the paint gets fouled by Smith. It's going to be Smith's first foul, team 5th. So both teams with 5 fouls apiece here early. Bulldogs will get Barber into the game now for Livorno. 22, Jamison McKenzie, the freshman forward, will check in for the Koalas. Cordado going 1 for 2 at the line already. Misses the first one here. So Cordado. Coach Casey and one of the officials having a chat. Cordado makes the second. Official laugh, so it must have not been anything too frustrating. Coach Casey being said. As he'll pace the sideline. Left side forward with the ball, guarded by Runyon. Deeper into the corner, they work it to McKenzie. Now back out left side to Ford. Burton calling the signals, gets a screen from Smith. Pick and roll, but Cordado recovers after the help defense. Here's a spin move by O'Bannon. O'Bannon, a couple of moves in the paint, doesn't work out. Out of bounds off of Columbia. And it's Ford that loses the handle right in front of Cordado. Neverdon to inbound it to Runyon. Barber going to work to the near corner. He and Cordado in there together at the same time. Two of the taller guys on the team for Wesleyan. Double high post. Barber with it, top of the key. Gets it to Runyon. It was deflected by Ford, says the official. Runyon knew it, didn't even need to chase it down. Aaron Lane going to key it in, 7:21 to go, 26-24. Columbia still in front. They've now had the lead for about 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Cordado gets it to Lane at the high post. Comes to Runyon, now trying to feed it down. It's going to be kicked out of bounds by Columbia. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Coach Deere was talking to the same official Coach Casey had talked to about something, but inbounds to Cordado. Runyon has to heave it. It gets blocked, but O'Bannon ends up with it. Now Lane gets the hand in the passing lane. Steals it. Neverdon has it poked away by Ford. So here comes back O'Bannon. O'Bannon takes it off the right side of the glass and good for Columbia. 4-point lead for the Koalas. Tennessee Wesleyan. Transition defense has been part of their problem this year, but got to get the offense going first. Hampton coming back in. He'll replace Lane, who steps on the sideline, turns it over. 2-possession game. Columbia in front. Third time they've had the lead. Bulldogs have had it 3 times as well. Down low, Smith. Couple of pump fakes, gets all the way to the left side. Spent a long time down in there, 6-point advantage. Bulldog fans wanted that one, didn't get it. Lob down to Cordado. Cordado through the contact, bucket is good, and the foul. Coach Deere pleading the case, but McKenzie picks up the foul either way. 6th on the Koalas. Most interesting mascot name. Bulldogs, traditional kind of name. You hear a lot of schools with that, but the Koalas in Columbia, South Carolina. Cordado at the line, his 3rd trip there tonight. He's gone 1 for 2. This time it'll be an and 1, and he does it. Just makes it look easy that time. 3-point game, 30-27. Full court press by the Bulldogs. Burton with it. Lobs it across the midcourt to Smith. Smith into the paint, drops it to O'Bannon. Baseline feed. Wesleyan again had the press on, but could not find McKenzie, who cut baseline, had an easy lay-in. 5-point game. Runyon goes up the left side, has to make a move to even get the shot off. Doesn't draw iron, and nobody to rebound. O'Bannon behind the back. Went into the body of Cordado. Ball loose, picked up by O'Bannon. Koalas, another 20. Runyon guarding their number 5, Burton. Cordado help defense. Burton misses the 3. Barber catches it right in the breadbasket. Here comes Hampton with it up the court. Hampton, layup on the left side, or a floater. Draws iron, but falls to the front into the hands of Burton. Barber jumps at Burton, missed free throw, or missed layup, and then a foul. Barber didn't really even touch him after the fact. He was straight up, but Barber's going to pick it up. Burton kind of hit the deck after the fact. 6 fouls on the Bulldogs. So both teams, a lot of fouls going here early. 5:15 to play. So Tay Burton at the line. Go ahead and update you on some scores of interest. Tennessee Wesleyan baseball, number 3 in the country, according to NAIA ball. They're over in Millington, Tennessee, playing a little showcase, and they've defeated Shawnee State 15-3 today. Lost a tough home game to top 6 team Cumberland's out of Kentucky this week, 15-13. So they answer back. 7-point lead, now the largest of the game for the Koalas, as Burton makes both free throws. So congrats to Coach Billy Berry and his ball club over there, playing in the showcase. Wesleyan has the ball deflected out of bounds. 5:06 to play. Runyon with the ball. Runyon goes left side of the floor. Neverdon looking to get it. He'll have it guarded by their number 2, Whitley, who's back in. Neverdon takes a 3 right in front of him and drills it. Charles Neverdon. On senior day, his family in attendance walked him out during the festivities. It's been fun to watch him light up the scoreboard from deep, 5-6 feet behind the line. Here's a backdoor cut. Ford with the lay-in is good. Wesleyan cannot get a stop defensively. Trailing 36-30, 4:25 to play. Runyon up to Neverdon. Neverdon takes another one, this one over Burton, and it's nothing but net. Charles Neverdon going to put the team on his back on the offensive side. Just needs some help defensively. Whitley with it. Gets stuck on the left wing, gets it to Burton, guarded by Neverdon. Neverdon right with him. Burton skies for the long 2. 38-33. See if Neverdon's got the green light again. They're going to pressure him a little bit more on the line. Here's Hampton for 3. His three-pointer off the mark. Rebound saved by Hampton. Instead, nope, he'll step on the end line. And so with 3:37 left in the first half, Bulldogs trail it by 5 with a media timeout on the court. We'll be back in 60 seconds, back in 60. WJSQ, WLAR, Athens, Tennessee. Jared Wright here in this Appalachian Athletic Conference men's action between the number 4 team, Tennessee Wesleyan, who's preseason 6th. Columbia in a tie with Truett McConnell on 7th spot. They were picked preseason 7th as a tie with Reinhardt. Preseason standings, they lead the Bulldogs after another missed shot here by Columbia, 38-33. Bulldogs with it. Neverdon near corner, fires another 3. That one too strong. Barber had it, hit him in the hands, but between 2 defenders couldn't corral it. O'Bannon with it. He'll clear it out to Burton. Wesleyan shooting 46%. Columbia shooting 60%, well above their season average of 43%. That's good for 11th in the conference. A Three-pointer launched by Ford. 8-point advantage. They just keep extending their lead after a couple of runs by Tennessee Wesleyan. Ruckert also into the game. Bulldogs 6th in the conference, 45%. Ruckert misses the jumper here. They average 78 points per game, 5th in the conference. Columbia 72.4% for 10th. Really across the board, Wesleyan and Columbia very similar in some of the defensive standings. Here's Ford, strong take inside, and we got a foul on a shot. This one's going to be on Hampton, his first. The 7th on the Bulldogs. And so Ford will step back to the line here. He's 81% shooter. Got a unique style where he shoots 1 foot forward, right foot is back. Pushes the lead to 9. Chance for them to go to double digits. Ford with 15 points now, 4 of 6 at the line. And he does just that. It's a 10-point lead for the Koalas. Wesleyan going to need a strong second half and really to close out the final 2 minutes here against Columbia. Here's Runyon. Top of the key, Ruckert. Hampton called for it. They didn't get it to him quick enough. Now he'll get it. Just inside the NAIA logo. Ruckert slams it home on the pick and roll. .150 to play. Coach Deere calls it out. Burton up the floor with Runyon right there on his hip. Ball tipped. Ends up into the hands of McKenzie. McKenzie working against Barber. Hook right there. No call. Barber, good defense on a late whistle. Going to be a 2-shot foul. Barber going to pick up the 8th for the Bulldogs. And the Bulldog fans letting them know about that one. That one looked a little iffy. He was spinning every which way, and Barber kind of was straight up the whole way, but McKenzie makes the first layup, or first free throw, not layup. Corrado back into the game. He'll replace Barber. 1:32 to play. 9-point game. Second one for McKenzie is good as well. 45-35. Stick around at halftime. Coach Jason Smith, head women's coach, going to be with us to finish his interview. Had possibly the shortest interview in the post-game history, as he had to go out for senior day festivities. So we'll chat with him, talk about how the season has gone thus far and what they will look towards in Kingsport as McKenzie scores again after another Wesleyan miss on the other end. 12-point lead. 1:02 to play in the first half. Miss inside. Neverdon gets the rebound. Out to Hampton. Left-handed three. No good. Ruckert's putback. His head was nearly above the rim. It's a 10-point deficit. Ford in the backcourt. Gets through two Bulldog defenders. That's a travel. How did they miss that one? Ford went sliding to a stop. Got away with one there. Big time walk. Wesleyan had cut him off in the lane. He just kept stumbling through. 49-37. 12-point advantage. Wesleyan going to run this clock down as far as they can. There's about a 3-second differential in game and shot clock. Runyon crosses over. Step backs behind the arc now. Short. Rebound taken by Ford. 7 seconds to go. Ford walked again. No call. Three-pointer by O'Bannon in the corner. He gets fouled, and the shot is good. 4-point play with 1 second left. Ruckert, I don't disagree with him not being a blue-colored glasses here. O'Bannon kind of kicks the leg out. Ruckert was avoiding the contact. Ruckert trying to plead the case with the official. O'Bannon makes it. Three-pointer launched at the buzzer by the Bulldogs. Hampton, 1 second left, and he drills it 3/4 of the court. Wow. J.J. Ruckert still pleading with the official that called the foul to see what happened, but at half, the Bulldogs trail it 53-40, a 13-point deficit. Let's take a 2-minute break, and then we'll be back with some first-half stats and an interview with head women's coach Jason Smith coming up. Back in 2 minutes. Back here from James L. Robb Gymnasium, where Rashawn Hampton hits a huge three to end the first half. Maybe some momentum will go the Bulldogs' way, trailing by 13 now, 53-40, after the 4-point play by O'Bannon on the other end for the Koalas. And they had pushed their lead up to 16, which was the largest until Rashawn Hampton closes out the first half with a nice piece of full court, three-quarter court shot there, just nothing but nylon. Now on the heave with 1 second to go. So pleased to be joined for the second time tonight by head women's coach Jason Smith. And Coach, I joked, I said we might have had the shortest post-game interview in history right there. But nonetheless, you got down there for senior day and festivities there. And we were talking about your team and playing through the turnovers and kind of coming out with a hard-fought victory against a strong Columbia team here on senior day. And senior day, I know coaches in the past have talked about there's a lot of emotion in senior day, and sometimes maybe teams can come out flat. You have one senior on the team. Was there any kind of that feeling heading into this game or maybe in the first half that you noticed?
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, Courtney is our only senior, and she's been coming off the bench for us all year long, and, you know, we didn't start her tonight. A lot of coaches start their seniors, and I got away from that a few years ago, and, you know, because we just treated it as a regular game. Because we needed to win. We didn't want to mess up rotations necessarily. But I didn't feel like there was anything with senior day that made it any different. You know, Columbia I think they're a really good basketball team. I don't know how they haven't won more games in our league. I mean, they're very tough, very athletic, hard to keep them in front of you, and they shot the ball really well tonight, I thought. And you know, they're athletic, get to the rim, they can rebound. I knew going in it was going to be a challenge for us, and we're just happy to get the win. And I'm not for sure if we went to overtime that would have happened. I think we were a little gassed. I was hoping there was one. I called the play towards the end for Cam for a three, and she was open, and it rattled in and out. And I did it on purpose because I didn't want to go to overtime. Please, Cam, just make this shot, and we'll probably win the game and don't have to go to overtime.
Yeah, no coach wants to play for overtime. I've always heard a joke the officials say if it goes to overtime, it's the officials' fault. They could have done something, to make it not go to overtime. But nonetheless, your pace tonight, Jordan White, again, came off the bench for you in that freshman point guard role, 17 points, 4 rebounds. And then Jalea Lindsay, she leaves hurt, but had a double-double for you tonight, along with Jada Edwards. Edwards getting her first start, or at least by my record, was her first start. And really the offense, you ran a lot through her there in the middle, it felt like.
Yeah, I mean, our post player touches the ball quite a bit, especially in some of our motion stuff that we run. So they got a big role of facilitating the basketball, and Jada's got a little bit of ability to score too. She can score at different levels. She can score at the basket. She can score from the mid-range, and she can score from the three. She's not shooting a ton of threes for us, but she's being really efficient from the three and picking and choosing really good places to. And she had a big one for us in the fourth quarter, I believe, or definitely second half. So Jada's done well, and then Jordan obviously was big for us today. It's funny, we've had, Sloan and Jordan running the point guard and kind of switching off and on a lot of the time because they're subbing out in and out for each other. And it's weird. It's like we haven't had too many games where they both played well. Okay, just a handful of games when I have to have them out there together. But and Sloan a little struggle. She picked up a couple early fouls and went to the bench. And the good thing Jordan came in and had a good game. And what Jordan can do is get to the basket, right? And she did that tonight. And we've been working on trying to get her to finish a little bit better. And she did that tonight. Again, she still could have had a huge night if she hit a couple more bunnies. But she came up big, hit some free throws she's been struggling with. But yeah, Jordan and Jada had a big night. Obviously, Jalea, a double-double. She's a big part of what we do.
Yeah, there were several inside shots missed by several Lady Bulldogs tonight, but I know Jordan, probably one of the best ones she had was beating the shot clock at the buzzer down the left side of the lane here in the second half, and right there towards the end, and she kind of sealed some of the victory there at the charity stripe. So obviously it's been 19 days since I've got to cover you all, and in that time you've had quite the road trip. You've been up to Pikeville, picked up a win up there. That was always kind of a tough road trip. It's a good little jaunt up there to Pikeville. Then you lose a tough one at Union by 3. But then you've now got 3 wins in a row, which includes a win at Montreat, a win against Truett McConnell here, your biggest one so far, and then the win against Columbia. Well, you turn around, and tomorrow, as far as I know, y'all are still going to Milligan.
We are, yeah.
To play the top team in the conference, who's already locked up the number 1 spot, essentially, I believe.
They have, yeah.
But kind of how do you carry that momentum, 3-game winning streak against a tough Milligan team, and knowing that you're preparing for conference later this week?
Yeah, the odd thing is we haven't played Milligan yet. So, like the last 2 games of the year, Columbia and Milligan, it just worked out that way with the reschedule that we haven't played either one all year long, right? So it's a little strange. And so our prep time is a little bit different. And so obviously we don't have any prep time really to do much with Milligan besides to get and watch some film in the morning before we go up there. As a coach, I know what Milligan's doing. It's just a matter of how our girls respond to it. It's, at some point, it's preparing us for conference tournament because we got to play back-to-back days anyway. So now our girls are going to get a feel for what this feels like back-to-back. We'll just go and see how it goes. I mean, lace that thing up and we'll go. And we'll compete and try to win a game against Milligan. I mean, but we've been on a good run. I mean, the win at Pikeville was big time. And that was one of our better games we played all year long. Our girls were just really effective that night. And we kind of came back at Union and had kind of a hiccup, and our girls didn't play very well. But honestly, a little bit that was on me. I mean, I didn't do a great job coaching towards the end of that game, and so I couldn't sleep much the next 2 days because of that. So we fixed a couple of things, and I think that's helped down the stretch. And one of those things tonight, crazy how we used it again tonight that fast. I mean, the Union game, we asked our girls to foul down the stretch because we had some fouls to give and they didn't. Okay, and I'll take blame for that, a little communication error. And so tonight, when we had the opportunity to do it again, our girls did what they were supposed to do because we prepared for it. So we were ready for that. The funny thing about it is I was telling Drew Cook that scenario could never have happened again for like 2 or 3 years because the chances of that happening are slim. And like 3 games later, we're running into it again, right? So I was prepared for it. Our girls were prepared for it. So that was fun. When you're prepared for something and it works, that's what's fun about coaching, right?
Yeah, when you draw it up and it works to perfection, that's what you look for. And, of course, talking about fouling late up 4 and kind of fouling down the stretch there. You talked to us last year at about this same time, last regular season home game, and you talked about the specialness of going to Kingsport and what it takes to win. Do you get more excited about going to the conference tournament or about starting a new season? What is it? I got to think you like the conference tournament atmosphere a lot better.
I guess it's because I've had a lot of success there, and winning is fun, right? So my mom sent me this thing she found a couple days ago when I was like a first grader, right? And it was a form that it asked, like, what do you like most in life? And as a first grader, I said winning. Okay.
Figured
And
it out early.
So she sent that to me, and she goes, "Nothing's really changed, has it?" And I'm like, "No." So winning's fun. When you taste some success and you see the joy of it, like even tonight, Courtney on our senior night, when she listed her favorite memory of her time here, she said last year's conference tournament. Okay. Just the amount of fun we're having together, competing. You get to stay in the hotels with your friends and watch basketball games, go out to eat, and it's just a fun experience when you're winning, okay? And you get to spend 3 or 4 days up in Kingsport. So I look forward to it. So hopefully we can stay there for a long time.
Like you did last year.
Like we did last year and enjoyed it, yeah.
Of course, 2 different teams you kind of take into the conference tournament, but we know at least based on the top 4 in the conference, you're going to 5th is really the highest possible seeding, it looks like,
right,
based on the standings. But obviously Johnson and Columbia, who now you've got the advantage over Columbia, and you've initially got the tiebreaker over Johnson. You got Spartanburg Methodist, some of these teams at the bottom of the top 10 that you'll be challenging to play here in the first couple of days of the tournament. And as you said, already know pretty much going to have to play back-to-back days and be ready. So, Coach, we wish you the best of luck. Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you for
3-game winning streak.
Thank you for everything you do for us this year. I appreciate it, Jared. It's been fun, and hopefully we can get back here and get some more practices on our court. That means we're going to national tournament.
I like it. So thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
So Coach Jason Smith, as he talked about his team getting the win, and you got 1 day, less than a day to prepare for the top-seeded Milligan team, who they are coming off a road game at Columbia International, so not going to be easy for them as well. I'm making that trip back to the Tri-Cities for the Lady Buffs, as Milligan will play host to Tennessee Wesleyan tomorrow, 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock. If you're in the Tri-Cities area and want to head over to Milligan University and watch your Bulldogs and Lady Bulldogs, you can take in that action from Steve Lacey Fieldhouse. Again, our last Tennessee Wesleyan broadcast is right here tonight. Wesleyan men trailing at the half 53-40 here on Senior Day, also Hall of Fame Day, as the class of 2025 will be honored after the game tonight at the ceremony across Green Street here. And want to highlight those folks that are being recognized as part of the Hall of Fame class. So this has originally been planned to happen on January 24th, so almost a month later. The Tennessee Wesleyan class of 2025 that was announced last fall getting to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, and feel very special about a number of these names because I went to school with them, and so 1 means I'm getting a little older, but 2, they have earned the right to be here, and their great success on and off the court and in the game of athletics. So the team of honor this year was the 2001 men's soccer team. They started doing that a couple of years ago, honoring a team of honor. And so 2001 men's soccer team, they were actually recognized a couple of weekends ago when they all came in for an alumni event. And so they were able to do that. It's intended to recognize a team who exceeded athletically through their outstanding team record or postseason achievement. Rest of the class of 2025, Daniel Hoyt, men's soccer. He goes in as what some have called essentially the godfather of Tennessee Wesleyan soccer, one of the first early members of that. Phil Feitstreiser is a men's basketball alum. He goes in for that. Rachel Sitzler, she was here when I was here as a student. She goes in for her women's basketball credit. And then 2 golfers that I had the privilege of watching play at practice and just being friends with here in my time at Tennessee Wesleyan. Megan Cox for women's golf, had a great career here at Tennessee Wesleyan and also a prep career up in the Knoxville area. And then Casey Flanagan going in for men's golf. And Casey has been quite the decorated golfer, and he's going to be honored later in that ceremony tonight. But essentially a PGA teaching pro up in the Tellico Village area, and has qualified for numerous club pro tournaments and just had great success, even for a guy that will tell you he doesn't play every day, he works every day. And so just outstanding for him. And then Adriana Bonana, volleyball player, gets honored as well. So that's your class of 2025 being honored here this evening for Tennessee Wesleyan's newest Hall of Fame class. And, of course, coaching, athletes, and then contributors to athletics are the 3 criteria given to award the Hall of Fame to several members. So it doesn't mean you just played here or coached here. Could be the contributor as far as donations or just coaching, giving back, whatever you can do to help Tennessee Wesleyan or your local athletic community, and you may be an alum. So Bulldogs open with the basketball. Coronado tries to get it going with a hook shot but misses it. In the first half, the Bulldogs led by Charles Neverdon, 11 points, 2 rebounds. Coronado had 9 points and only 1 rebound. 15 points by both Ford and O'Bannon lead the Koalas. O'Bannon with 6 rebounds. Bulldogs get a steal offensively. They're now moving from our right to left, coming down Green Street towards the downtown area if you're driving by James L. Robb Gymnasium. Runyon to Lavorne in the corner. Bulldogs shooting 42%. The Koalas up to 65%. Neverdon hits the deck but takes the layup off the glass in the end for the Bulldogs' first points of the second half. Pass out on the perimeter. It's going to be Burton for 3. Backside rebound by Rayshawn Hampton, who again hit a huge buzzer beater 3 at the halftime break. 11-point game now. Bulldogs chance to cut it to double or single digits. Bulldogs getting out rebounded 18-14. Coronado hands it off to Neverdon. Overplayed by Burton. Bumped on the dribble. No call. Still bumped by him. Feeds it down to Coronado, who's got a man all on his back. Jump ball will give it to the Koalas. Coronado had Zach Smith with his arm around his hip, pulling him away from it, but Coach Casey shaking his head in frustration there, either at the lack of urgency by the Bulldogs. That's a walk. O'Bannon traveled with it between his legs. Said he was bobbling it, says the official. Zach Smith in the lane, layup missed. Coronado gets his second board. Running up the floor quickly. Bulldogs assisting only 3 times to the 7 of the Koalas. Koalas led with 3 blocks to the 2 by Tennessee Wesleyan. Koalas taking 13 free throws. Bulldogs only getting 6 free throws. And Koalas pleading for the shooting foul. This one's going to be on Hampton. It's going to be on the floor. Hampton picks up his second, team first of the half. In our final broadcast of Tennessee Wesleyan basketball, our final basketball broadcast either way. Benton County lost in the district tournament earlier this week. Drive by Burton, missed it. Trips up Hampton, and a foul called on Burton on the trip. Stops the fast break play. Bulldogs will at least take that foul. They're not going to argue with it. Stopping the fast break. Hampton had survived the trip. One of those where you kind of fall defensively and you just get called for the foul either way. Off the rebound, Runyon with it, across the time stripe. Hands off to Coronado, backdoor cut by Neverdon. Goes out of bounds with it. Felt like he was going to get blocked or fouled and tried to make a move under, got tangled in the net and lost it. So 53-42, Koalas in front. Bulldogs applying some full court pressure. Backdoor cut. O'Bannon makes the head fake. He converts the basket, 55-42. Just about 3 minutes played here in the second half. Bulldogs trying to close out the home regular season with a win. Would be 2 wins in a row. Lavorne for 3, directly off the back iron. Neverdon gets the long rebound. Kicks it out to Runyon. Into Coronado. Seals off his man Smith. Just keep feeding the big guy inside. Also got to get a stop defensively, though, if you want to keep that momentum going. Coronado away from the basket. Now Smith rolling. Instead, they'll keep it on the perimeter. Koalas have it, far corner. Whitley nearly airballs a 3. Hampton's got another second half rebound. He'll push it up into the front court. Left wing gives it to Neverdon. Neverdon drives. Layup on the right side is good for Charles Neverdon. First time in quite a while that the Bulldogs have had back-to-back buckets. You have to go back to 6 minutes to go in the first half since they've had back-to-back field goals without a score by the Koalas. Ball rolling to the backcourt. There'll be backcourt violation. O'Bannon picks it up. Side out of bounds coming up for the Bulldogs. Chance to have 3 possessions in a row with a score. First time tonight that would have happened. Actually, you got to go back even further. About 9 minutes left when they hit 2 field goals in a row. The other one was 2 free throws in a row. Here's Runyon. Step back. Gets it to Lavorne, left side. McKenzie into the ball game for the Koalas. Neverdon between the legs. Step back, wide open for 3, and it's good. Neverdon cuts it to a 2-possession game. Straight away, uses that dribble to get free. Lavorne anticipated that one a little. O'Bannon had to make an adjustment to catch the pass between the circles. Smith spins, kicks out. McKean fakes the 3. Short 15-footer is good. Stops the 7-0 run by the Bulldogs. 49-57, 8-point game. Lavorne takes it hard inside, out of bounds off of Columbia, and Lavorne slow to get up. Now gets to his feet. So Neverdon going to key it in underneath. Gets it to Cordado, now out front to Hampton, back to Neverdon. Neverdon drives, kicks out. Hampton thought about the 3. McKean kind of closed out too quickly on him. Here's Runyon, shot clock down to 10. Runyon, he'll step back into the 3-pointer. Rolls over the rim. And O'Bannon sends it left side into the hands of Burton. Burton into the paint, Runyon straight up, but got him tangled up with the offhand. And this is going to be the second on Runyon, team's second of the half. And we've got our first media timeout. Bulldogs trailing 57-49 with 14:51 to play. We'll be back in 60 seconds, back in 60. Back here from James L. Robb Gymnasium, WGSQ, WLAR, Athens, Tennessee. Jared Wright bringing you the action here. And our final basketball broadcast is it's going to be Burton stepping to the line for Columbia. After the foul was called on Ty Runyon, his second, team second. 14:51 to go. First free throw is good. 58-49, 9-point deficit for Tennessee Wesleyan. Gonna need a big comeback. Columbia battling hard. Runyon trying to get the rebound, gets fouled. Oh, nope, Runyon just gonna get the advantage of getting the ball. That one could have been a foul called. I don't know how it wasn't. Runyon got tackled to the floor as the ball went out. Official, I guess, says that the Koalas hit it out, so. See if they can get Neverdon going once again. Neverdon leads them with 18 points right now, 3 rebounds for the senior Bulldog. Cordado, Lavorne, now Runyon. Oh, Runyon made a cut into the lane, getting held up, lob down to Cordado. Ball loose off of O'Bannon. So Bulldogs inbound it in their own corner. Lavorne going to inbound it. McKenzie going to guard the inbounder. Long wingspan lob into the front court. Runyon with it. 14 to shoot. Lavorne fires the corner 3, and it's in there. Stratton Lavorne with the big 3. Cuts it down to a 6-point game once again. Talked to him about it at halftime of the women's game that his has been known to hit some clutch threes in his time at Tennessee Wesleyan, at least big momentum threes. He's guarding Burton on the perimeter now. Instead, it's O'Bannon with it, guarded by Runyon. O'Bannon backing Runyon down in the paint, looking for help. They work it back up to Burton. Burton drives, tries to back step against Hampton, and it's a tough fadeaway jumper. Hampton right there with him. 8-point deficit. Give and go. Runyon now back out front to Stratton and Lavorne. Hampton for three. Short. Cordado tipped it out. Runyon gets it. Goes up with a hook shot. Missed it. Gets his own board. Tries again. Missed it again. Here comes McKean in a drive. Hands it to O'Bannon. Quick back-to-back buckets for the Koalas. Pushes it back to a 10-point game. 13:25 to go. Trailing by 10 of the Bulldogs. Callahan coming to the scorer's table. 2-3 zone. Bulldogs mishandled the pass. Here's McKean going up. Lavorne blocks it. Looks like it was good, but he's going to get called for the foul instead. No good on the basket. So Lavorne picks up his third foul. Good transition, trying to get back and block it, and he did. So McKean at the line for Koalas, 68% shooter on the season. They lead it by 10, 62-52. Makes the first one, 11-point game. $15 Callahan will replace Runyon. McKean's second free throw rattles out. Lavorne catches the rebound. So Callahan going to run the point here. Leading scorer for the Bulldogs still never done. Cordado with 11. Stratton Lavorne from 15-foot line off the mark. Just bounces out to the right for him. O'Bannon transition. Spin move in the paint. Down to McKenzie. Layup miss. Ball battle for Hampton comes away with it. Hampton, middle of the court. Trailing Cordado. Gets the floater. Middle of the lane. Just kind of hung out behind the post player for a second until he could get three for the bucket. 12.5 to play. Double high screen for the Koalas, Burton. He'll flip it back behind him to the left to McKean. McKean gets it out there on a bounce, but then the Bulldogs nearly get the steal. Cordado had his hand in the passing lane, deflected it momentarily. Drive by Burton, shot clock winding down, and he hits it. Falling to the ground on the baseline. Back to an 11-point game, 65-54, under 12 we go. Cordado baseline, takes it up strong. Now the whistle. Couldn't have been called on the shot. That would have been nice. 14, Zach Smith, his second only. The second on the Koalas. Actually, they are going to call it a shooting foul. So Cordado back to the line here. He's 3 of 5 there tonight. Jim falls quiet. Cordado makes it. 11:52 showing on the game clock. Ford back into the game. He's one of their leading scorers for Columbia. 15 points, 3 rebounds. O'Bannon's got 19 now with 7 boards. He'll get a breather as well. Cordado, long pause. Swishes it home. Back to a 9-point deficit. 65-56. Bounce pass, top of the key. Ford now sends it deep corner, near side to Whitley. Now McKenzie, he'll drive, spins with the orange sneakers. Up off the glass with the left hand is good. Credit where credit's due. He got that shot up and over Cordado, which is not easy to do. And the fading away helped him. J.J. Rucker into the ball game for Lavorne. He'll flash to the high post for the Bulldogs, middle of this 2-3 zone. Some bad passing by the Bulldogs. This one picked up by Neverdon here. Into the lane, tough leaner. Out of bounds off the Bulldogs. I think Cordado and Neverdon were battling for that rebound together. Hampton going to guard McKean in the backcourt. McKean working him back and forth with a crossover. Top of the key, Whitley for three, off the back iron, long rebound, tipped out by Callahan. A lot of bodies hit the floor, or two of them at least. Ruckert tries to deflect the cross-court pass. Instead, Burton fires a wide open three. 14-point lead for the second time for the Koalas. 2-3 zone by the Bulldogs. Somebody's got to get to the high post, and now it's the guard, Hampton. Hampton catches it, short corner two, no good. McKenzie skies for the rebound. He'll bring it across the time stripe. Columbia looking to add and tie their largest lead of the game at 16. Here's McKean working against Ruckert. Baseline feed, handoff to McKenzie now. McKenzie's layup missed. Ruckert gets the rebound. Ruckert up to Neverdon. Neverdon lost the handle, turns his ankle. He's on the ground. Hampton now trips over him. Cordado had the rebound, but it's deflected out of his hands. Neverdon's back to his feet. Ruckert gets the steal up to Neverdon. Neverdon goes into the defender, no call, but he gets the bucket. He's trying to get the foul call. 9:45 to play. This is the last game on the Wayne Farmer Stan Harrison court. It's been fun to watch. Ford travels with it. And we've got a media timeout coming. 9:34 to play. Bulldogs going to need a big run here over the last 9 minutes. Down by 12. With timeout on the court, we'll be back in 60 seconds. Back in 60. Back here from James L. Robb Gymnasium, the Bulldogs get Amarian Barber in during the timeout, trailing 70-58. Barber will get the inbounds and hand it right back to Hampton. Under 9.5 to play. Ruckert out front, guarded there by McKenzie. He calls for Barber to come and get the ball. He does. Hands it off to Neverdon. Ball deflected. Neverdon able to get it, even though it went across the half line. Step back, Neverdon. Backdoor feed to Hampton. Finger rolls it over the front of the rim, and it bounces off to the right. Missed chance there out of the timeout. Here's O'Bannon with it. He's the leading scorer for the Koalas. Again, 19 points. McKenzie drives. Finger roll in the front, no good. He slips and falls. That's a travel. Yep, there you go. Aaron Lane coming back for the Bulldogs here. Here will replace Rashawn Hampton. Hampton looks to grabbing his leg there, arm hanging down, so he'll go get checked out by the training staff. And former Lady Bulldog basketball player Cambry Mayo down there helping out and getting some graduate school work done, shadowing the training staff of Tennessee Wesleyan here. Wesleyan misses an attempt. Aaron Lane now guarding Burton defensively. Foul on the shot called, and this one's going to be on Aaron Lane. His first, team fourth. Koalas with 2 fouls currently in the second half. 8:23 to play. Again, Senior Day, Bulldogs going to need a big comeback here, trailing 70 to 58. I think that's 71 to 58. And Columbia has never beaten Tennessee Wesleyan, but this is only the third time they've matched up. Burton makes both of them. 14-point game. Callahan with the ball. Callahan crosses to the left, hands it off to Barber. Barber gets it to Lane. Lane out to Callahan. Callahan drives, floater in the middle of the paint, off the board, and the foul is good. This one's going to be a foul on Ford, his second, team second. And Callahan, another senior on this ball club, makes the tough leaner. 8:06 to play. Lavorne back in, replaces Lane. Callahan trying for the three-point play. And he converts it. 61 points for the Bulldogs to the 72 of the Koalas. Again, both teams into the postseason up in Kingsport next week. Just trying to work on where their seeding will be. Tennessee Wesleyan currently in fourth. Layup made by McKenzie. It hung on the rim for a while. Bulldogs couldn't touch it there. It would have been a goaltend anyway. Here's Neverdon blocked. Actually a foul called on the shot, and that one was good call. Backside official comes up. Number 2, Whitley, picks up his third. He has not played a lot of minutes. He had 2 fouls in the first half, and Coach Deere not playing him a lot there. He started all but one of their games. So Neverdon at the line, misses the first one, clanks it off the back iron. Neverdon, second free throw is good. 74-62. 12-point deficit. 7:40 to play. McKenzie out front, guarded by Lavorne. He'll take it inside the arc, then drops it back to Burton on the outside. Burton drives left side, gets stuck. Ruckert intercepts the pass. Quick pass up to Neverdon. O'Bannon off the backboard to Ruckert, and he misses it. Rebound by Barber. Ball fought for. Barber gets it. Barber still with it. Gets it to Ruckert. Ruckert finger roll no good, but he'll get fouled. Neverdon, Coach Casey mad about the alley-oop attempt. Or something with the officials. Coach Casey still pleading his case. Ruckert's going to step to the line either way. Ruckert's 55% shooter. They went for the lob off the backboard. Ruckert missed the slam. He misses the free throw. 74-62. Free throws are big in a game trying to make a comeback on. They've only missed 4 of them, but 4 is a big key when you're down 12. Make that 5 of them. Almost half of your free throws would cut this deficit in half. 74-62, Columbia in front. Here's a drive by Whitley. And he'll convert it on the right side. 14-point lead once again, 76-62. Runyon coming back to the scorer's table. Here's Lavorne. Sends it over to Neverdon. Neverdon, now Callahan, high post to Lavorne. Backdoor cut, intercepted. Ruckert was making the cut. O'Bannon read it. Ford misses the 3. Neverdon gets the rebound. Neverdon, hesitation dribble. Kicks out. Callahan for 3. In there for Zaylen Callahan. .620 to go. 76-65. Ford trying to work through the lane. A lot of contact. No shot made, but the foul is called on Zaylen Callahan. His second one. And Coach Randy Casey has just picked up a technical foul. So that will make it 6 team fouls. So Ford's going to take the free throws for the technical. First free throw for Ford is good. 6:13 to play. Ford misses the second one. So now Ford will step to the line for the shooting foul. Free throws. That unorthodox stance makes the first one. 78-65, 13-point lead. Ruckert will exit Runyon into the ball game. And Ford, 1 foot forward, one back behind him, almost doing a lunge. It's been successful for him. Tells him I'd keep doing it. Ford 8 of 10 from the line. He's got 18 points to tie Burton for the second Koala. And scoring, O'Bannon with 19. Here's Lavorne, 15-foot jumper. Nothing but nylon there for the Bulldogs senior. 79-67. Bulldogs just cannot get it back under single digits. They had it at 9 with 11:52 to go. Cut it to 6 with 14:23 to go. Here's Smith, drives baseline. Just a size advantage there. He makes the lay-in on the right side against Lavorne. 5.5 to go. Callahan goes baseline. Pass deflected. Lavorne stays with it. Finds Barber cutting. Barber layup on the right side is good. Way to keep the play alive for Lavorne and Barber to cut through some of the defenders and make the bucket. Again, it's a 12-point deficit with 5:15 to play, or 5:10 now. Burton with the ball. He'll drop it to Whitley. Gets it back from the NAIA logo. Left wing. Smith working against Barber this time. Barber traveled, no call. Ball falls out of the rim. O'Bannon gets blocked on the way out by Neverdon. And we've got another media timeout. 4:52 to play, 81-69. The Bulldogs trailing the Koalas. Will be back in 60 seconds, back in 60. Back here with 4:52 to play from James L. Robb Gymnasium. Last regular season home game. Our last broadcast for basketball here on WJSQ this season. Lob into O'Bannon for the Koalas. Neverdon right there with him. Ball's going to fall in off the lob. 83-69, 14-point deficit for the Bulldogs. Time running out on senior day festivities here. Lavorne, he takes in a wide open three off to the left side. Looked good, just drifted on him at the tail end. That was a walk by Burton, no call there. They've missed a couple of calls on Ford and Burton. Burton with the ball again. Runyon on him. The 5-second call had started. Got it down to 4.5, it looked like. Here's O'Bannon. He'll get free of his defender. Missed the layup. Floater. Here's Callahan off the clear out rebound. Far side, Neverdon. Thought about the three. He's a guy you got to get going. Barber spins in the lane. Layup is good, and the foul. Barber makes the tough shot, spin move in the lane. Third on Smith. Sixth on the Koalas. Barber misses it. 12-point game. Coach Deere pleading the case on the no foul on the other end for his Koalas, but not getting that one. Here's Burton working against Runyon. Burton gets free to the right side. Callahan blocked him. That's out of bounds to the Bulldogs as it hit the goal. Coach Deere calling out the press signals. Ford and Burton in the backcourt, guarded Runyon. Lavorne catches it near the AAC logo. Lavorne into the paint, gets hit. It's a 1-and-1 coming here. This one's going to be on Ford, his third. Stratton Lavorne stepping to the line for the Bulldogs. 81% shooter on the season. He and Hampton are the best free throw shooters this Bulldog club has. And they don't, as a team, shoot it very well. 11th in the conference. Lavorne makes the 1-and-1. 11-point deficit, 3.5 exactly on the game clock. 83-72. This is big. You make them when the time is stopped, and Lavorne does just that. 10-point game. Full court press by the Bulldogs. Burton fakes the pass. He'll get it across the time stripe. Work it forward, right wing, top of the key to Whitley. And he's just a pass through to O'Bannon. Here's Smith. Smith working against Neverdon in the paint. Gets the tough shot. 85-73. Timeout called on the court. It'll be a full timeout on the court. Columbia takes the 30, but it'll turn into a media. 3:09 to play. It's 85 for Columbia, 73 for the Bulldogs. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Back here from Dwayne Farmer and Stan Harrison Court, James L. Robb Gymnasium. Bulldogs trying to battle back in this one, down by 12 now. Every time they get some momentum and back-to-back buckets or points scored, the Koalas answer right back. Here's Barber around the top of the key, goes all the way to the left side, gets fouled on the shot. And this one's going to be on number 5, Trey Burton, his second. Actually his third. Team 8th. Marion Barber at the line. Gets the home bounce off the left side of the rim and falls in. 11-point deficit. Burton makes both of them. 10-point game. Step out of bounds on the side, on the end line. O'Bannon caught it and stepped out. Inbounds to Barber. They'll reset the offense. 20 since they took possession in their own front court. Lavorne gets the handoff. Now trying to get it to Neverdon. He's open for three at the top of the key, and it's in there. 85-78, 7-point deficit. 2:40 to go. And a timeout taken by the Koalas. We'll just stay here with you through it. 2:40 to go, 85-78. Bulldogs trying to battle back against Columbia. Bulldogs, the 4th team in the conference standing, sitting right behind CIU, who were 12-6 in the conference. Tennessee Wesleyan at 10-7 in the conference. Looking at the Milligan CIU score. If I can get that to load, we'll get a score update because Wesleyan plays Milligan tomorrow. Milligan men, the women in the first place, easily in the or only lost 1 game, sitting right in front of Pikeville. But the men of Milligan ranked 11th in the conference right now, so sitting on the outside of the bubble. Them and Reinhardt battling for that last spot. They're 6-11, Reinhardt 7-11. And CIU wins against Milligan 110-89. So that helps keep CIU in the 3rd spot. Bulldogs need to keep winning here tonight, need to win tonight and win at Milligan tomorrow to lock up that 3rd or 4th spot. 2:25 to go. Koalas have it in their half court. Screen coming from Smith. He's moving, no call there. Ford gets free for a lay-in on the left side. 9-point deficit once again. 2:11 to play. Still some time, but you got to be efficient and effective offensively. Left side, Hampton back to Runyon. High post feed to Lavorne. Out to Neverdon. He'll fire another 3. He got hit, no call, but he got the 3 to fall. It's 87-81. Run out by Ford. He saves it somehow. O'Bannon on the baseline. Misses the putback. Bulldogs foul him and he makes it. He's smart to try to foul him, but Neverdon picks up 3rd, team 7th. 1:43 to play. 8-point game. Missed it. Lavorne gets the rebound. 1:41 to go. Clock ticking away here for the Bulldogs on senior day, and they turn it over. Hampton hit the deck. Ford drives in, missed the layup. Smith misses the layup. Put back. Ball loose. Smith still missed it. Ball tipped out. Neverdon has it. Bulldogs with it. 1:23 to go. Hampton near corner to Lavorne. Lavorne cross court pass to Barber. Barber lost the handle. Gets it, puts it back in. No good on the layup and rebounded by Burton. Barber guarding him in the backcourt. 1:07 to play. 8-point deficit. Burton pushing off a couple of times. No whistle there offensively. O'Bannon calling it. Clock under 60 seconds. Pass deflected. Hampton comes away with the loose ball. He's pushing the pace. Out to Neverdon. Neverdon steps into a 3. Misses it, but Ford fouls him on this one. That might have been the makeup call that he needed, but the 4th on Ford. 9th on the Koalas. 47.7 remaining. Neverdon going to the line for 3 free throws. Can cut it to a 5-point game with 47.7 remaining. And he makes the first one. Neverdon taking his time at the line. Makes it. And he converts all 3. 89-84. 5-point game, 47.7 remaining. Bulldogs call the timeout. We'll take 30 of it. 47.7 remaining, 89-84. Columbia leads Tennessee Wesleyan. We'll be back in 30 seconds, back in 30.
JSQ FM 101.7, WLAR AM 1450, Athens.
Bulldogs have cut it down to a 5-point deficit against Columbia College here. 47.7 remaining. It'll be Columbia's ball. They have 94 feet to go. Charles Neverdon has just stepped up after making a couple of clutch three-pointers here in this second half. Stepped up and hit back-to-back free throws after getting fouled on a three-point shot. So he's got 6 straight points for the Bulldogs. Full court pressure. Burton gets the inbounds to Whitley. Whitley trying to get away from help. Now he'll spin out of it. Ball up to Smith. Bulldogs are going to have to try to foul. They lost the handle. Neverdon's got it. 34 seconds to go. Runyon up to Lane. Lane lost the handle again. So both teams losing the handle on the basketball. Burton going to get fouled here by Lane. Lane's second. The 8th on the Bulldogs. It'll be 1-1 coming for Burton. Coach Deere, I think, pleading the case that the foul before by the Bulldogs when the Koalas turned it over was more of a foul than that one. It's going to be Burton at the line. Makes the first one. Pushes it still. Pushes it to 6, but that's still a 2-possession game. 2 threes from Charles Neverdon will take care of that. Just got to get a steal and a stop. Shot clock is turned off. McKean into the ball game, but the free throw missed, so Wesleyan still alive. Got to be quick. Hampton over to Neverdon. Neverdon, three-pointer from the court logo, missed. Lavorne gets the rebound. Cross-court pass. Hampton open in the corner for 3, too strong. 9 seconds to go. Bulldogs going to foul at the very end here. Lane going to commit the foul. 10th team foul, so 2 shots coming once again for Burton. And the Bulldogs' senior day is going to fall empty here. A 90-84 lead currently with Burton stepping to the line. Even makes the first one. He'll make it a 3-possession game. And he does just that, 91-84. 7 seconds to play. Bulldogs going to have to regroup quickly, head to Milligan tomorrow. Harrell coming back to the scorer's table. We've not seen him in a while. Austin Harrell got the start. And both free throws are good for Burton. 8-point lead for the Koalas. Midcourt, it goes to Neverdon. Neverdon hits the 3 and gets fouled. Well, he takes the 3, doesn't hit it, but he's got 3 free throws coming up as 15 McKean fouls him. Both teams in the double bonus. Coach Deere explaining to him, why are you fouling? You're up by 8. Neverdon with 3 free throws on the way. Makes the first one. 3.9 to play. Neverdon makes the second one. 6-point game. If he could have made that one and 1 free throw, that would have helped, but he'll make all 3. That's 9 straight points by Charles Neverdon. Clock starts. Neverdon commits the foul against O'Bannon. Neverdon's 4th. And so O'Bannon's going to step to the line. He is 2 of 4 there tonight. He's got 23. Charles Neverdon, 33 points here on senior night. Credit where credit is due. He has tried to will the Bulldogs back into this one single-handedly. 6-point lead. Columbia gets Burton back into the game as both free throws are made. 2.5 seconds remain. And it's going to fall void on the buzzer at the attempt. So the Bulldogs suffer their first defeat against Columbia Columbia gets out of their losing streak, winning at 94-87 here against Tennessee Wesleyan. Koalas go to 13-15, 10-9 in the conference. 6-5 on the road, and again snap the 2-game losing streak. The Bulldogs 11-11 now, 10-8 in the conference, 5-5 here at home, and back in the loss column before they head to Milligan tomorrow afternoon for their final regular season tilt for the Kingsport trip to the conference tournament. So let's go ahead telling you again the final score. Columbia 94, Tennessee Wesleyan 87. Let's take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back to wrap this one up. Back in 2 minutes. Back here from James L. Robb Gymnasium, where the Bulldogs fall on senior day 94-87 to Columbia. Columbia helps at least their standings with Truett McConnell and tie for 7th, so they'll move up to the top of that tie, and Wesleyan will drift back potentially depending on what Montreat and Union Commonwealth do today as well. But the Bulldogs paced by a career high day from Charles Neverdon, 33 points, 3 rebounds here on senior day. He goes out in style. Unfortunately, the team loses though. Cordado with 13 points, 2 rebounds for the Bulldogs, 8 points for both Hampton and Ruckert. Hampton ends up with 7 rebounds to lead the team in that category. On the other side, it was 4 in double figures, 3 of them at 20+. The Koalas had Chandler O'Bannon with 25 points, 10 rebounds, 21 points by Tay Burton, 20 points by Elion Ford, and then 10 points by Jamison McKenzie to lead their scores. Shooting-wise, Bulldogs shoot 44.8% from the field, 57.9% for the Koalas. Behind the arc, the Bulldogs were 9 of 25, 36%, and 6 of those were Charles Neverdon's. 5 of 14 for the Koalas, 35.7%. Free throws, 18 of 24%, 23 of 30 from the free throw line for the Koalas. Bulldogs get out-rebounded 36-31. They only commit 7 turnovers, giving up 8 points off of those. The Koalas give up 11 turnovers, 19 points for the Bulldogs in that category. They assist on only 8 of 30 made shots. The Koalas assist on 10 of 33 made shots. Steals, Tennessee Wesleyan has the small advantage there, 6-5. And the Koalas get 4-2 blocks advantage over Tennessee Wesleyan. Again, getting out-rebounded 36-31. And Coach Randy Casey is going to make his way up here quickly. We'll have a quick chat with him coming up right here as we get ready to head to the Hall of Fame ceremony. But let Coach put his headset on here again. Coach, obviously, Senior day, there's a lot of emotions, a game coming in against a strong Columbia team. You're sitting in the 4th spot in the conference, but Columbia kind of comes out late in the first half and starts chipping away at your lead and then taking the lead and just never relinquish, but your guys never quit fighting there at the end.
Well, a lot of emotions on senior day, like you said, and I feel like that we may have let that distract us a little bit. And, our energy level wasn't where it needed to be. Honestly, we were us for probably 8 minutes out of 40 today. That's been our team's deal. We've been a roller coaster team, and injuries has played a big part in that. We know that, but also the fact that, one game everybody's rolling. One game somebody's energy is not where it needs to be, and the ball always finds those guys, and it did today. And that's part of it. And we've got guys that have got to grow up some. Our seniors, I'm very proud of. Those guys have been hard workers and great young men. Even more important than basketball, they're all great young men. And, they're going to be very successful people in life. The good news for us is that Ty Runyon is going to graduate, and he's going to come back as a graduate student. So, he's going to come back. He's going to have one more year with us, which is a good thing for us. But Zay and Strat and Charles are all going to have be successful men, successful fathers, successful husbands. They're all outstanding young men, and they're going to have great futures ahead of them.
Of course, the season's not over by any stretch, but you do hate to see them walk off their home court with a loss. And Charles never done a career day 33 points for him. That was a quiet 33, I felt like, late. But you all got Milligan tomorrow, so it's still plenty to work for because you're in the conference tournament. It's just your seeding is the biggest thing. You were 4th in tonight's game. I know CIU has beat Milligan. That's who you got to go play tomorrow on the road. So quick turnaround, but then you got to get ready for Kingsport. How do you get your guys to kind of shove this one to the side and let's regroup for Milligan?
That's what I just said in the locker room. I said we don't have time to worry about what just happened. We got to look forward, and we got to rest tonight and get ready to play tomorrow. We'll talk about this game, next week when we have a little time to breathe. But not really. I mean, it's conference tournament time, so
you only get a couple of days.
Yeah. And the good thing for my team is that they're happy. They don't have to hear me moan and groan and complain about tonight. So because we don't have time, so it's good. They're happy. They're happy that we play tomorrow.
Not enough time to dwell on the past,
exactly,
you could say. So
exactly.
Just a hard-fought victory for your guy, or a hard-fought loss, sorry. But you guys kind of, you mentioned it, kind of up and down season. Do you kind of look to them in this conference tournament as, hey, it's a fresh start. Everybody's 0-0 from here on out. And how do you get that message across to them?
Well, we know we're capable of beating anybody in our league, and we also, on the other hand, know we're capable of getting beaten by anybody in our league. Yeah. So, our league is very good. It's up from top to bottom. It's very competitive. So, we know we're going to have to play our best basketball next week. And then, for us, it's about bringing energy all the time. And when we bring energy, we're really good. I mean, really good. And when we don't, we're not. And it's that simple. It's very simple, and it's hopefully we'll be ready to go, and I feel like we will, and these guys will step up, and hopefully we'll go up there and do some special things next week.
Well, Coach, I know it's always tough to come up after a loss, but appreciate you joining us all year. We wish you the best at Milligan tomorrow and then Kingsport next week,
Yes,
and go make some noise in the tournament, Tom. But we appreciate you, as always, joining us and making your guys available for us to get to know all year. So,
appreciate you, brother. As always, man, it's great to see you.
See you, buddy. All right. Coach Randy Casey and his team, senior day, a lot of emotions at stake, but as he said, got to put this one behind you very quickly and be ready to go tomorrow against Milligan. They will be up in the Tri-Cities, and then they'll